So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here, a clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm Peter Drury and it's a pleasure to be alongside Jim Beglin.
Well, I can tell you I'm truly delighted to join you, Peter, and thank you very much for that.
Things really are sizzling here in Milan. The San Siro provides the perfect backdrop to the excitement which will follow. We are just getting started. Dani Olmo. Oh, this looks sharp. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Yamal wins the duel this time. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. This looks promising. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
Well, Peter, I think it would be impossible to overlook this fella, Lamine Yamal. Obviously, he's often deployed as an inverted winger, but what stands out in his game is that he really thrives on one-on-one situations, and I always think that that brings excitement and entertainment to a game of football. And of course, his job is to supply, and it's never as easy as people think, but he's doing it quite well.
Yes, he's certainly the one who carries the hopes of his team. Oh, easy pickings there. Dembele running with intent.
That's positional goal, the utilisation of space.
Shapes to shoot! And he gets rid in a hurry. Deftly away. And here's Mbappe. Now who's going to be first to this? Out of play for a throw. Too long, and over the line. No change to the score, 0-0 it remains. Valde, Rafinha, De Jong, Fofana did well to step in there, that was more than necessary. Thuram. He's shifting through the gears here. Mbappe! Well, now it's he's been caught on it here. And that's played in low. Pass somewhat off target. And it's Tchouaméni. Thinks it's Rabiot! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Rabiot clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper. Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
Defending of the desperate variety. Barcelona are looking to go forward now. Koundé. Threads one in. Now it's Rafinha. And it's Pedri. Pedri venturing down the left. Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo makes a dash for it. Thuram. And Hernandez. Hernandez drives forward on the overlap. That's a nicely shaped ball. And he welcomes it in. Dembele picks it up out wide. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Balde. Rafinha. Well, they've got it back in a hurry. It's gone out for a throw-in. Pedri. And here's Dani Olmo. Nice control. Mbappe. Engages and forces him off the ball. So still we are where we began. It's 0-0. Balde is wide and looking to get onto this. Dani Olmo. Ball's over the line, and it is a corner. Tries to get it clear. Forced to go back. Real chance! Yeah, that does look a foul. Referee's given a free kick. And no surprise, that's a booking. Yamal is standing over this one.
Someone's eyeing this up with real belief here.
Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Rafinha! Oh, cracking effort.
Oh, the technical control was exquisite. The pummeled attempt was exasperating.
Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Rafinha. Now, has he got the beating of his marker here? Koundé. Thuram is herring after that one. And it's Olmo. Lewandowski. Lewandowski gets on his bike and on the move. And that's been won straight back. Probing pass. Oh, we expected better, and so did he. That's the end of the first 45. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. Not too much so far to lift anybody off their seat.
Well, this will have given them a chance to look for any potential holes and weaknesses in the opposition, something that will bear fruit once the teams come out again, I'm sure, Peter.
So, both teams still stuck on the starting blocks here, 0-0 at the break.
Recandosi al box informazioni dello stadio, riceveranno un simpatico omaggio.
The second period is underway.
Numero 4.
Well, I can imagine both managers have been in the ears of the players. They want more. Let's hope the game comes to life sooner rather than later.
It's an inviting looking ball, that. That has not gone well. France do look as though they've made a half-time change here.
Well, I'm assuming that this is going to end up as a tactical change, Peter.
Thuram's cross.
France clearly are trying to mix things up here, keeping their opponents guessing.
Dani Olmo. Has a look and plays it forward. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Pedri. Now it's Yamal. Dembele being hunted in packs.
Yeah, and if they're going to try and stop him in this fashion, Peter, they're going to really test the referee's patience from here.
Pedri. Pedri touches it back.
They're really getting no time to think on the ball here.
Up towards the hour mark and still no goals. Can he get it through? Here comes the cross. That should be the goalkeepers, and it is. Rafinha. Well into the second half, and still there's nothing between them. Hernandez, and the pass is intercepted. Now it's Lewandowski. Now it's Yamal. What a throw in. France perhaps contemplating their next change here. Some good work on the right flank here. Pedri.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Now it's Dembele. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Yamal, Dani Olmo, and Yamal. Yamal going face-to-face with his great rival, Tchouaméni. He steps in, and that's the end of that. Koundé aimed beyond the defence. Well timed, excellent interception. Rabiot. There's the shot! Played out towards the right wing. Can he get on the end of this? Mbappe gets into a good position. Dembele!
Well, if they're looking to win this, they're certainly going about things the right way.
And he's made sure that's not getting through. Araujo deals with that comfortably.
Well, yet another interception and a show of anticipation to be commended.
Balde.
This has been a better game than the scoreline suggests, and it really does merit a goal.
Well, this is Lewandowski. Now it's Yamal. And he's managed to get free.
Sostituzione per la Francia. Numero 14.
So we have movement on both benches.
Numero 10. Numero 8.
Hernandez.
Lasciano il campo per
The most accurate pass.
il numero 11.
Fermi.
Il numero 24.
Well, they shouldn't be dawdling at this stage. They need to get the ball in the mixer and quickly.
He won't be happy with that one. A quick look, thought about cutting inside.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Araujo cuts out the pass. Hernandez. And it's Doué. And it's Koundé. So that's it. It is all over. So we finish as we started. Try as they might, neither was able to break through. Well, after all of that, Jim, what are you thinking?
France can always take more positives from a result like this. Yes, there is some tidying up to do, but some real promise too.
And with that, it's time for me to thank Jim Beglin and to wish you a very good evening. Hello and welcome one and all, the atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening, the skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. I'm Peter Drury and this is Jim Beglin, a delight to have him on board.
Hi everyone, and thanks Peter, it's great to be on board.
Unmistakably the San Siro, this most distinctive of structures, 80,000 it holds. If you have just joined, you have just missed the kickoff. He's having a shot!
I'll tell you, Peter, the keeper owes him big time there. He's lucky his mate was wide awake to that.
He's shifting through the gears here. Oh, he's seen that early, used a certain sixth sense.
And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him.
Oh, easy pickings there. Danny Olmo did well to step in there. That was more than necessary. So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Well, when it comes to youth and potential, Peter, it's hard to look past Pedri, who is probably going to have a very busy game here. I think he's got everything that you need to play in a midfield role, and he's so cute and clever with any aspect of the game in that department, which is usually the busiest part of any field. He will always find a way of standing out because of his beautiful, beautiful passing.
Yeah, I'd have picked him too. No doubt the fans feel much the same way. Into the channel. Oh, played through for the wide man. He is through here. Yamal's cross. And a header! And he has kicked it out somehow.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Barcelona with the corner, they're first. Yamal! Decent attempt, but not quite good enough. De Jong. And it's Balde. Great vision. And this is Lewandowski. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Can he latch on to this? Now, can they get it back? No goals as yet. Pedri. That is good alertness. Dani Olmo. Nice bit of skill, and he's away. He's got away. And the finish! And how good was that? Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy. He made it happen, squeezed through with sheer will and considerable accuracy.
The keeper might have been a little unsighted. He seemed awfully late in reacting to that.
So the first moment of real significance.
Yeah, and just as the manager's been reminding his players, this is the time where they can't afford to let their focus slip.
Picked out brilliantly. Can he finish? Oh, that was nice, but not quite the end product required.
Oh, it's very good running, that. You're always going to have chances with that kind of movement.
Almost half an hour in now. Koundé kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Araujo calmly anticipates. Mbappe gets on his bike and on the move. Can he get on the end of this? And this is Dembele. Koundé with the clearance. Looking to play him in. Now it's Yamal, and he's managed to get free. Oh, important interception. Rabiot. He's a sharp little ball here. This looks promising. Space for him to turn and look. That's really well cleared. France have chance! Well, that is commitment to the cause.
They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
And he's taking no chances there. And he's in on and a chance! Barcelona are looking to go forward now. The less said about that pass, the better. Oh, it's Dembele. Fofana. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Mbappe. And here's Thuram. And it's Hernandez. And he welcomes it in.
Ci sarà un minuto di recupero.
Dani Olmo. What's going wide left? He's picked his way through. And this is Lewandowski. And it's made its way to him. Oh, well played. That's the end of the first 45. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff. France trailing by the tightest of margins at half-time.
Well, for me, Peter, things have never really got going, but at least this will be a good time to reflect and regroup. I can see a few changes coming, because whatever they've been doing, it just hasn't gelled.
Well, that just about sorts out the first 45 minutes, and we'll be back with the second very soon. So right back into the action.
France can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Dembele, Mbappe, and he's certainly onside here. And he's cleared it out of harm's way. Dani Olmo. Now it's Yamal. And it's Hernandez. Well, we expected better, and so did he. Fofana. Rabiot. Pedri. Oh, that's well spotted. Now it's Thuram. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Now it's Rafinha. Pedri. And it's Olmo. Rafinha has it out wide and in space.
Sostituzione per la Francia. Numero 7, numero 9, numero 26.
De Jong.
Lasciano il campo per il numero 24. Il numero 12.
Chasing the game, trailing by 1. And Hernandez. Mbappe looking in every way a marked man at the moment.
Well, they seem intent on marking him out of the game. They're certainly trying to wind them up in the process, Peter.
And here's Colomwani. Great ball, and he's in here. Shot at goal! Well taken goal. They are right back in business.
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
That was easy, almost too easy.
Yeah, keeping calm and taking a touch like that when it's all going on around you isn't always that easy, but he made it look like a doddle. Finishing it off was quite simple after that.
We're looking at a different game now.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
And it's Olmo. Dani Olmo. Nicely weighted ball. France perhaps contemplating their next change here. That's an imaginative pass. He's through. Mbappe! And that is certainly not what he had in mind. Shapes to shoot! He's got away with one there.
He's a lucky boy there. You lose the ball like that, and usually you're going to get punished.
De Jong. And it's Pedri. Dani Olmo. Valde. Dani Olmo. This is De Jong. He's going to be disappointed with that. Rabiot. Now that looks a decent ball. That's tidy. Now it's Colomwani. And claimed it back swiftly. And shifted it to the flank. Balde. Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. And it's Olmo. Oh, good take in a good area. And the shot!
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
And he shoots! And the ball is out of play. Rabiot. Threads one in. Mbappe. Hernandez with the delivery. That's an excellent interception. Spread out to the left. Looking for options for movement. And that great chance!
Sostituzione per la Francia.
France
8,
have their second
14.
corner now.
Lasciano il campo per il numero 25, il numero 6. Attenzione, un cambio.
And it's been taken short. And that's aimed into the middle. That should be the goalkeepers, and it is. And now a sudden chance to counter. Doué is firing after that one. Koundé.
Look, there has to be more urgency here. The ball has to get to the other end much faster.
And it's Pedri. It's Pedri. Fermin. Now who's going to be first to this?
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Ci saranno 3 minuti di recupero.
Thinks about the shot. Hangs one in. Can he finish? Oh, wow, that's crazy! A game of margins, a game of thrills. This might just do it. Oh, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
Welcome to the reality of modern football, Peter. You get pressed from the front and you have no time on the ball.
He's had a shot! It's a goal! We thought they were done, but never say never. Complete. And that is as far as it goes. Well, nothing to separate the sides in the end, not for the want of desire, drive or determination. No complaints. Well, after all of that, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, a decent draw, Peter, with a good mix of action and plenty of talking points, and it ended with the right result, in my opinion.
So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. This is Peter Drury, and I'm happy to inform you that Jim Beglin has joined me to offer his expertise.
Well, thanks for that, Peter. I'm more than ready to get going here.
This truly is a place of which you never tire. The San Siro, one of the most historic of football venues in Italy, or indeed anywhere. If you have just joined, you have just missed the kickoff. It's Rabiot! Well, the contact was true enough, the aim wasn't quite.
Well, he looks like he's annoyed with himself there. He didn't do an awful lot wrong, did he?
Doué finding himself in space. Played out towards the right wing. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
Frankie de Jong is one of the most versatile midfielders in the game, capable of playing all sorts of roles, including even regista and centre-back. But he seems to see himself as a holding player, and his ability to distribute could well be key here.
Yes, they'll certainly be leaning heavily on him. Cross in. Spread to the right. Yamal in acres of space out wide. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Mbappe! Well, that looks a decent ball. Played through for the wide man. Garcia deals with that nice and simple. Rafinha venturing down the left. Barcelona ran themselves into the proverbial cul-de-sac there. Rafinha. Neither side yet able to find the net. Yamal. Chance, surely! Barcelona with the corner. They're first. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. And it's Balde. He's in a great position here. Good ball, good take. Oh, great defending, that needed doing.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Nice sequence of passes, this. Chouameni.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
And here's Yamal. He is just caressing the ball. Pedri. And here's Dani Olmo. And the shot! Goal! Barcelona! And there is your opener. Wonderfully smooth, smart and slick.
Well, we could be a little critical of that defence then, but the timing was pretty much perfect.
You felt it was coming, 1-0.
Yeah, but I think they all know too well that things are far from done here, and while there's never a good time to be caught out, you definitely don't want it to be now.
Well, it's more pressure than ball at the moment. Now it's Thuram. Now it's Mbappe. Out towards the flank. Koundé gets a foot in here.
Hernandez really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
Knocks it into space. Rafinha has the space to scheme. And it's Olmo. And here's Lewandowski. Oh, cracking ball. Lewandowski! It's a goal! And they're threatening to fly away here. Unstoppable. Just how do they contain him?
Yeah, he won the jostle, and it was a very good finish, and I think he'll go away feeling pretty good about that one.
So that's two now without reply.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the...
Big chance! In he goes again! Oh, good finish! Well, they've got it back in a hurry. That's going wide left.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Easy enough for the goalkeeper. Hernandez.
That will annoy the manager. They're making themselves too predictable here.
Rabiot. Chouameni. Now it's Mbappe. Rabiot. Spread it left.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
Oh, that's delightful. That is lovely. Well read, and the danger is averted. That's the end of the first 45. Any opinion you'd like to express on the first half?
The boss is going to be disappointed with the way his team just switched off for those two goals. They'll have to take some risks now to try and get back in this game, and it's easier said than done, as we know.
So that's how it stands at halfway. We'll be back with the second half very soon.
Signore e signori, vi invitiamo a guardare il maxi schermo per alcune indicazioni da parte delle forze dell'ordine. Sostituzione per la Francia. Numero 24. Viene sostituito con il numero 7.
I think it'll be fascinating to see how they're going to change their approach here. They have to go for it and try and pull one back, but they also have to be aware that going 3 down will probably seal their fate.
Now there's a fine ball. It is a corner.
They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
And that has been cleared. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Pedri. France come out this half somewhat altered.
Well, I'm assuming that this is going to end up as a tactical change, Peter.
Now it's Mbappe. Dembele. Can he get it through? Mbappe is one. Thuram! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Corner number 2 then. Al-Kubasi attempts a clearance. Chouameni. Oh, this is a great position.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Now, can they get him away? He's in plenty of space here. Araujo clears it away. France have their third corner. And he'll shoot here! That's going to go a long way. Barcelona are looking to go forward now. He's found a way through. Araujo gets across to intercept that. Dani Olmo has created 1 goal already.
There's no doubt it's a long way back, but they can at least give us something to believe the gap might be closed.
Oh, he's found support out wide. Yamal. Chouameni. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. That's a good ball out wide. Rabiot. Fofana. Thuram looking to shake off some unwanted. Decent chance! He's beaten the keeper, but hit the post. France still have the cards to affect this game.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Cleared away. Nicked it back promptly. And it's Pedri. He's being urged to shoot. Threads one. Oh, shooting chance! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
Sostituzione per la Francia. Numero 14.
So we have movement on both benches.
Numero 9. Numero 8. Lasciano il campo per il numero 11, il numero 6, il numero 12, il numero 20. Cambio di giocatori.
Oh, it's Dembele. Hernandez. And here's Mbappe. Great defending, strong and determined. And he's managed to get free. Great vision. He's on it. Can he get away? Chance! He's got a goal! And they are dragging it back! Game on again! Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Well, I admire players who do that because they just don't give up on anything.
And when the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that faith.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
A shift in momentum, perhaps.
Oh, we have a very different game on our hands now, all of a sudden. This one's totally up for grabs.
Tries to pass it through. Barcola. And it's Camavinga. He's a sharp little ball here.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
Balde. Now it's Ferran Torres. Tries to play it through. And this is Dembele. Araujo does well to get it back.
France really can only do one thing now, Peter. Get the ball up front, make sure it sticks, and sustain some pressure.
That is good alertness. Pedri has a look and plays it forward. Mignon claims comfortable.
Il quarto uomo indica 2 minuti di recupero.
That has been cut short. Looking to play him in. Now it's Rashford. Just the keeper in his way. And the shot! And there's a goal! 2 up and in charge, and things are looking pretty good for them. And that is that. Well, that's a tough one. Losing is never good, but this one feels especially hard to take. Not a lot that went glaringly wrong, but the result is one.